It's time to take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. And I have joining with me Obani Akinwale. But before we get to our guest, let's quickly take a look at what the papers are saying this morning. And we begin with the blueprint. Boko Haram bandits kill 81 in Borno, 40 in Katsina. 2 others in Kogi severely kidnapped. Then 32 arrested in Adamawa, Tambuwal to Sokoto residents. Don't politicize security. And we move to the front page of the Daily Times. Nigeria Governors Forum, NLC, CWO, others reject bill at public hearing as House bars journalists from public hearing. No external influence on infectious disease bill. Femi Gbajabiamila speaking there. And to the Daily Trust now, bandits kill over 60 people in Katsina villages, massacre dozens at football pitch. Lone survivor describes terror attack in Borno. Zulum confirms 81 people slain by Boko Haram. Terrorists abduct more. And to the front page of the Leadership newspaper, condemnation trails failure of states to domesticate Child Rights Act, and they say domestication will deepen protection of women, children. NAPTIP, Senate moves to protect rape victims against stigmatization. Federal government to take decisive action against rapists. Rights group wants gender units established in police commands. All right, we move now to the front page of the national economy. Be efficient or shut down, NNPC tells JV partners. Oil marketers complying with new fuel price DPR. UI confirms Obaseki's certificate as APC panel screens governors for others. That's on the front page of the News Direct. I have no confidence in Oshomole's committee, Obaseki. All right, let's look at this story on the front page of the Blueprint and also on the front page of the Daily Trust, talking the insecurity security situation rather across the country. Obani Akinwale, good morning. I'm sure you can hear me clearly.
Good morning and thanks for having me. Yeah, on the security issue.
All right, let's look at the security situation happening across the country. So many persons have been killed in Katsina. Weeks ago it was in Kogi State, and now we also have in Borno State. I wonder how much of a concern this is for you.
Let me start by saying that it's so unfortunate that we are still having these senseless killings going around the country. I can recall vividly one of the things that President Muhammadu Buhari right on to come to power is one, security, corruption, and job provision. It is so unfortunate that where we are at the moment, the issue of security still calls for questioning. And the most unfortunate part of it is the killing is not only happening all over the country, but it's also happening at the doorstep of Mr. President. You recall vividly, recently, the Nigerian Air Force tried to set up a base in Katsina, and there was an order by the CNC to ensure that the bandits are being rooted out of their hidings in Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Sokoto, and what have you. And the IGP was telling us that the police are doing a great job in trying to root these people out. But we keep asking again and again that why is it that just like P-Square will say, audio money, why is it that we are always hearing audio winning of war? We are hearing the Nigerian Air Force doing this in Sambisa. We're hearing Nigerian Air Force doing that in Katsina, in Zamfara, in Kaduna. Yes, the same police will come to us again and tell us the same story. But it's unfortunate that these killings continue. And I remember a couple of days ago, the governor of Kano State was calling attention of Mr. President to put a ban on transatlantic movement of the X-Men. It's obvious now that this war has international dimension, as most of these killings are carried out by foreigners, the foreign X-Men into the country. You find out that we are currently coping with the issue of COVID, and yet we have senseless killings in Maiduguri, in Borno State a couple of days ago. You have what is happening in Katsina, people, you even heard what happened in Ekiti. So where is safe in this country? So I think maybe if the president will allow me to say this, I think our chief of Air Force, our chief of army staff, our CDS have done their best. Maybe it's high time they look inward and rejig and give some guys the opportunity to see whether there are better strategies to do this. Again, if the government feels we don't have capacity to root out this bandit, it is not too much for us to seek for international help to get this done. After all, our security budget takes a chunk of our budget every year. And if we are budgeting for security and yet this is not happening, there is a problem. Again, why putting the problem at the doorstep of the president? What happened to individual state governors, local government chairmen? What happened to the security growth of those governors in those areas? Are they not supposed to be also chief security officers of those states with different military formations?
Obani, I must interrupt your line of thought at this point. Indeed, they must be, because that's the essence of their being in government in the first place, talking about the governors. But the president has expressed a deep sadness with regards to this issue. And he has talked about, said the army should sustain the tempo and extract a heavy price from the bandits, insurgents, these people carrying out killings. I wonder what that will be, extracting a heavy price, what you envisage it would be, and if the army will be able to deliver on this, and would that perhaps change the dimension to the security situation in the country?
I'm not so sure which tempo the president is asking for them to sustain. Is it the tempo at which the bandits and the Boko Haram are eating Nigerian army or eating Nigerian civilians? If it's the same, I would rather ask the president to stop talking and let us see the action speaks. We have given the president the kudos for rooting the Boko Haram out of the main city in Borno State. But it is not only about Boko Haram. What happened in Kogi State a few days ago is sad. So it shows the entire country is porous, it's not safe. So it is not about you giving marching order. Just like you and I know, if you have a KPI, is to secure a particular place, and this keep recurring, it shows that you are feeling that responsibility. So it's either you seek help or you step aside so that somebody else can look for another strategy. Nigerians are tired of hearing what president is giving marching order, or what the CDS want to tell us, or what the chief of army staff is telling us. Our military men are dying day and day in those areas. Police are losing their lives, families are becoming fatherless, motherless, without anybody vending for them. Enough of this rhetoric. It is high time we move in. If we want to vote our entire budget in recruiting enough personnel for Nigerian police, for Nigerian army, let it be done now. But giving us stories that redouble your effort, with what? Have they changed the capacity of Nigerian police? Have they changed the capacity of Nigerian army? Do they have enough equipment as airmen? How many number of aircraft or chopper attack we have in the Nigerian Air Force? These are questions government needs to come rather than giving us rhetorics. It is high time our government stop telling Nigerians that army should double their effort when we have not doubled the effort to ensure that we equip them. It is not time to start telling people to double the effort when the number of police that is over the country is less than 1/200% of the entire population. So how do you man these people? How do you police this area? What is the number of immigration officers we have in this country? These are some of the concerns that we are asking. And it is high time the president stop audio fighting and we see the real battle to this enemy of state. Because it is happening in Katsina today, it happened in Kogi yesterday.
All right, Obani Akiwale, obviously there's so much to be said with regards to this situation, but we have to leave the conversation